Pure Dance Energy.
So Mary, is singing something you've always been interested in?
Always been interested in, I'd say yes. My kind of earliest memories were at school, and just for some reason I was always the singer. I was always chosen to sing in the little kind of school plays and the toilets and stuff. And I don't know, exactly the moment it started, but my early memories were always that of me. Don't know if it was head in the clouds or whatever, but just the hairbrush and the whole thing.
So how did you get your first big break in the music industry?
My first big break, I could even say that was when I was a teenager, when I was introduced to a recording studio in Kilmarnock, and that kind of showed me the world of, recordings and just another side of the music business. And I felt that was a bit of a break because I felt as if I'd served a bit of an apprenticeship. I was, spoiled just to have that surrounding me as a teenager. And from there, just the desire to make singing a full-time job led me into the world of session singing. And then I got a few good breaks with the session singing. I went to America for 3 months and toured with Donny Osmond, and I've done the UK tours with Hue and Cry and China Crisis, and so all that was going on. So really, the breaks, I would say, were all along the way, then leading up to obviously the phone call from, first of all, Stuart Crichton with a band called Solo, and we had a kind of minor hit called Come On, Come On. And then after that it was John Campbell, and it was all happening at the same time, and I think it was just the whole big surge, the whole dance thing, and people looking for good voices and stuff like that. And because I was I was busy and I was working with a lot of people, I was kind of put forward for the position of vocalist with a few kind of dance acts, but the big one was the Time Frequency.
Yeah.
And your listeners will know that story from then on in, I'm sure. The whole Real Love thing, and I was still very happy to be working, as a singer, and to be just singing lots of different things, just working really. And it was very nice that this is all taking off and I was being part of it. So I don't know if that answers my first break into the music business, because I've had quite a lot of good breaks.
Yeah. Mary, you've worked with loads of different people like Paul Oakenfold and Tony DeVitt. Who's your favourite person that you've ever worked with?
Do you know, that would be really, really hard to say, because depending who you're working with and the environment you're working in as well, and the musicians that are around, and I've had lots of great moments with very unknown people, and not so great moments with very known people. So I don't even know if I could answer that. Maybe, I don't know, my kind of ex, a guy called John Reid, the Nightcrawlers.
Right.
Just because there was an absolute respect there, just because he's just the most incredible singer, and so working alongside him was a real treat. And various producers down in London, but no one in particular actually jumps out. Unless you've got a very long show.
You mentioned a wee bit about TTF. What was it like working with dancing icons like the Time Frequency?
Oh, dancing icons, right, okay. As I said, when I done the vocals for the Time Frequency, it was a session job for me. Little did I know that this was all happening within the dance scene, because I was busy just being a singer and singing in all lots of different, venues and stuff like that. So when I got the call, just the whole world that opened up there was just amazing. The fans, the people at the dance parties, and just everything that went into organising them, and the fields that they were in, and so everything, the whole package, the whole dance kind of uproar in the early 90s was fantastic.
It was all a bit mad at the time.
It was fantastic, and I felt such a huge part of that, or the people, the dancers, or the patrons made me feel like that, because they were so appreciative, and it was just always such a delight to go on stage, I mean? I just need to put a toe on there and do I feel alive, to get a reaction. It was great, it was great for a singer. It was great, to have that kind of work as well, So yeah, so I wonder what it was like for TTF to work with such a diva as Mary Kiani. You know what I mean? The fact that I was part of all that, and it was so huge, and everything everything else, you know, in my career at that time as well. I don't think you can take any of that away, so I just laugh at it now. What do you do?
So how did you feel when Real Love made it into the charts? What was that like for you?
Again, the whole uproar of the dance, the whole movement, kind of moving with it, seeing it all develop, then getting the top of the pops. I mean, the whole era was surreal, you know, it really was. Kind of everything I dreamed of and more, and lots of surprises, and I just enjoyed every minute of it, absolutely every minute of it, because you know, just having done the whole apprenticeship and done all the hard work in bars and pubs and clubs and all that kind of stuff, and then eventually to satisfy the aunties and the uncles and all that kind of stuff, well, she's done Top of the Pops, she's made it, you know, that way.
That was a whole accomplishment back then, wasn't it, to get on Top of the Pops?
And I grew up with that, you know what I mean, that was huge. I mean, Top of the Pops was just it was an institution. On a Thursday night, so to actually get the Thursday night and the whole thing was a bit surreal, it was, but as I said, I loved every minute of it.
Mary, you then went on to have a successful solo career. How is this going for you, and what made you decide to kind of leave the session singing to go on to your own solo stuff?
Well, it was a kind of natural progression, you know, I just kind of went with the flow. I've now got a new album out called The Sydney Sessions. That's a collection of songs that I've written and produced over the last 10 years from all my trips over to Australia, because we have a huge big dance scene over there, and they've kept my music quite alive, so I've got good relationships with producers and writers. So there's 17 tracks on there. There was no great plans to release a single from it. There's been a lot of interest in various tracks off that album, and still keeping it in a kind of dance scene, because it'd be silly to move completely away from that. And I quite like doing it anyway. so there's quite a few. There's a song on there called Come Into My World that's had a good bit of attention from people like Mickey Medell and stuff, and he's done new mixes of it. He's done new mixes of Dreams, and you know, people are requesting to do mixes of certain songs off the album because there's good melodies and stuff like that there. So again, I'll just kind of go along, you know, see what happens, you know, see who hears the album and who wants to make any offers or anything like that. But at the moment, just enjoying it as an album and see what comes out of it. I've just done a live and intimate gig there on Sunday night in Glasgow, and it was telling my life story around a piano, myself and two singers, and we done gospel style versions of Real Love and New Emotion. And I mean, the audience just went crazy, you know, and they just had this lovely meal and stuff like that, and I was telling people about it, and I don't think they could imagine it, but there I was, giving it Real Love gospel style.
So what's the best gig that you've done to date, in your opinion?
The best gig, I'm going to say, I mean, all those old cliches and stuff, but I mean, they've all been fantastic. A lot of the TTF stuff, I remember lots of big fields and stuff. I can't remember which field was which. The Metro and the old days.
Oh, yes.
You know, but I couldn't actually just pick one of them out. I mean, people come up to me and go, remember this night, and they'll call it something. And it doesn't really do that for me. It's just, I do remember a few, many kind of electric nights in there down at the Metro, again, because of that whole kind of rise of the whole dance thing. And that kind of blew me away. Then there's the kind of other aspect of doing session work and singing in front of 750,000 people, you know, as a backing vocalist and having a ball. And then last year, I mean, for 10 years I've been trying to get onto the main stage at the Sydney Mardi Gras, and I got it last year, the 7:30 a.m. slot, dressed as a geisha girl, with 14 drag queens all dancing around me, and it was just amazing, all choreographed and stuff like that. So, you know, the great ones are still happening, which is kind of nice. So I don't know if I've just got one, you know, that's blown me away. There's been quite a few, and I'm hopeful that there's many more to come.
So Mary, have you got any gigs planned for the near future?
Well, as I said, I've just done that gig there just Sunday past, and it was a success. It was a bit of a tester, so I'm going to try and organise some more like that, where I'm much more relaxed, sitting around telling the life story through all my music, through all the dance stuff that I've done and all the various things that I've been involved in over the years. It was really, really good fun, and it seemed to work. I mean, in Sunday there I had Fergie down and Michael Patterson,
Right.
you know, from Colours, and Fergie from Radio 1, and I mean, these are good old friends of mine, so they all came out in support, and Mickey McMonigal from the Sunday Mail and all that there, they were all there, and really, I think everybody thought it was a great concept, so I'm thinking, I might build on that.
If you're back in Glasgow, let us know, because I'm really sad that I missed that, because I would have enjoyed that.
Oh, I sent a bulletin out on my MySpace.
I'm terrible on MySpace, but I'm really, really bad for it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that I should plan some more of them, because it was really enjoyable as well. And I'm singing with another two voices, Chris Judge and Eddie Dolby, and they're part of my Friends of Mary. I think I sent you an email this morning. Friends of Mary is a collection of the most amazing singers in Scotland, myself included, available for hire. As either a choir or single voices, or for top-line melodies for all budding producers, DJs who need some a cappellas, who want some, you know, melodies written. And now that I've actually got my own studio and I'm able to operate it quite confidently now, I'm kind of offering this service to the world via the internet. So I'm encouraging people to, all writers, producers, DJs, whatever, to send me their tracks over the internet. Give me a kind of spec on what they want me to do with the vocals, and then record it.
Are there any more plans for single releases from yourself in the near future as well?
Well, it just depends. Like I was saying, with the album's kind of fresh out. Kind of put it out there, and there has been a few, you know, DJs, producers, whatever, biting at some of the tracks, want to remix, and I suppose it's all down to having the right product to ensure a bit of a hit. You know, other than that, then it might as well stay on the album and be sold as a good, you know, album. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see. I know there's been polls going on for some of the dance record labels, like all around the world and stuff like that. People demanding they take me on and stuff like that, which is really sweet. It's really lovely. But who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about getting the kind of right mix and the right sound happening at the right time.
Mary, I know you still do session work and jingles, and you were saying you would do voiceovers and stuff like that as well. If people want to contact you about this, how can they? Where can they get in touch with Mary Kiani?
Well, they can get in touch with Mary Kiani through my website, www.marykiani.com, or through my MySpace, which is the myspace.com/Mary Kiani. And that should be fine. I mean, I don't know, do I leave numbers?
I could actually put an advert up on the website for you, if that would be any good for you. Yep, no problem at all.
That'd be fantastic. I mean, my MySpace does give a lot of information. With my Friends of Mary, the voice pool and stuff like that, and the website's got a link on there to even buy my album. There's a little bit about the M&J thing there as well, so it's probably get it through those ways. No
problem. Mary, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak to us this evening. Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Mary Kiani on Pure Dance Energy, the Party Den with Vicky and Glenn.